Good evening. And on behalf of East Haddam Parks and Recreation Department, welcome to Music on the River featuring Mile 12. This free concert series is funded entirely by your generous donations, and your contributions are incredibly important to the overall success of this series and supports our ability to secure award-winning artists like Mile 12. Thank you to the many donors who make this series possible, especially our diamond donor, Liberty Bank, and our platinum donors, Nutmeg Pharmacy, Coca-Cola, Janskis, and Dutch Oil and Propane. Tonight, we're pleased to present Mile 12, Boston's modern string band blending progressive bluegrass with folk pop and rock. They were nominated for IMBA's Album of the Year in 2019 and won Artist of the Year in 2020. They have an international reputation as one of the most dynamic bands in contemporary acoustic music and have recently released their latest album, Close Enough to Hear. So, without further ado, in between raindrops, let's give a warm welcome to Mile 12.
Of the only friend I've known, killed by game, by battle for name. When of brothers they sing, only one is born again. And I'm the one who's still alive, lost in the wild. Kill a born child, and the one that they drowned rose again to take their crown. The wolves in the hills, I can hear them howling still, saying, son, just stay. First breath, and souls down in hell for the tales that they could tell. But I'm the one who's still alive. Of the battle left behind, how my madness and dreams tore this world out at the seams. But in spite of it all, someday every empire falls. There ain't no man stays alive.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Never seen this place stripped down so bad. Nothing's in the kitchen but the table and the chairs. The sale is gonna close at 9 a.m. Hey old man, your empty house belongs to me till then. I bought the cheapest six-pack on the shelf. Since you're not around, I'll have to drink them all myself and raise a toast to 90 years put in. However many I have left till I see you again. Tonight you're sleeping underneath 6 feet of holy ground, and I'll be here till morning comes around. So here's to the losers, the drunk and forlorn, trying to keep out the dark since the day we were born. Pray for us sinners who ask once again, may we all see tomorrow, amen. May we all see tomorrow. Folded up a flag beside your grave. Swear those boys the Navy sent weren't old enough to shave. Do they know that you served 3 years in Japan? Back when it was single, Lord, be a decent man. Your grandson doesn't want to finish school, and I stopped trying a while ago to tell him what to do. But he can drop out if he wants to leave that bad. And he can swing a hammer all day like his dear old dad. Sometimes I swear that his world ain't the same one that we got, but no one gives a damn about my thoughts. So here's to the losers, the drunk and forlorn, trying to keep out the dark since the day we were born. Pray for us sinners who ask once again, may we all see tomorrow, amen. May we all see tomorrow, amen. Here's to the losers, the drunk and forlorn, trying to keep out the dark since the day we were born. Pray for us sinners who ask once again, may we all see tomorrow, amen. May we all see tomorrow, amen. May we all see tomorrow, amen.
Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for coming out tonight to this beautiful, beautiful setting to play music. Really, one of my favorite things about playing gigs in the summer is getting to do these outdoor concert series. It's kind of one of the unique things. It just happens quickly for a couple months. You get to do these, and it's so much fun. They're almost always in these beautiful locations, and this is fantastic. The sun just kind of setting softly behind the river, and what an amazing turnout, too. Thank you all so much for coming out to see us tonight. This is amazing. Thank you. We like to do kind of a mix of our own original acoustic stuff and then some traditional bluegrass, which we all love playing. So we'll do one of those for you now, sung actually by our banjo player. Folks, give it up for BB Bowness there on the banjo.
Thank you. Let's go. Train on the island. stone.
Train on the island, hear that whistle blow.
Nothing much keep me here, don't know why I stay. Nothing much that I could lose, nothing to throw away. Gonna take a little whiskey, tobacco I control. Bring along my old coat, keep me from the cold.
Train on the island, hear that whistle blow.
I keep hoping you will come back home, fall into my arms again, never more grow. Oh, train on the island, you can hear that whistle blow. Makes me wanna pack my grip, hop that freight and go.
Train on the island, hear that whistle blow.
I hear the sound of that now, miss my chance again. Train's already west town, blues are moving in. I wonder where you are now, can you hear that whistle too? Does it sound just as lonesome, what does it say to you?
Train on the island, hear that whistle blow. Train on the island, hear that whistle blow.
Thank you so much. Well, the band formed in Boston, Massachusetts, but we kind of have members from all over the place, and mostly we live in the Boston area, or at least in New England, so we can get together and rehearse and stuff like that. But we kind of come from all over the place. BB's actually originally from New Zealand and moved over to Boston to play bluegrass music. There's kind of isn't that cool? She's amazing. She won the Steve Martin Banjo Prize. She's won a bunch of banjo contests. Yeah, she's amazing.
You're very kind.
And over here, giving us a little bit of Southern cred from Copeland, Texas, folks. Give it up on fiddle. That's Ella Jordan there.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna sing y'all a Billy Joe Shaver song, cause he's also from Texas.
Bottom dollar, well, this looks like the end. Oh, how I hate to see you go. bestest friend I'll ever find. Oh, me, oh, my, how those eagles fly. Goodbye, bottom dollar, goodbye. Oh, me, oh, my, how those eagles, they do fly now. Goodbye, bottom dollar, goodbye, old friend of mine.
Ella Jordan, everybody.
So, our most recent album that we put out is called Close Enough to Hear. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, we're proud of it. We really like it. And the title track is a song that I wrote very early on during the pandemic. Personally, I didn't really want to go and write a bunch of songs about the pandemic. There was just something so it was such a bummer topic that I wanted to move on with life and get back to the good things. But I guess if I had one pandemic song, this was it. It was a song I wrote after doing a morning meditation and thinking about people I love and how much I missed them in those early weeks of the lockdown. So it's actually a song about the better days, the good days, days like this where you get to be with the people you love. I was thinking about my nephew, my brothers. So this one is for days like this, called Close Enough to Hear. Just the thought of you this morning was enough to make me smile. I didn't know how much I missed you. I haven't seen you for a while. You were standing in the backyard on a perfect summer day. Your sun was pulling on your blue jeans, asking you to come and play. And I thought to say I love you, though I knew you couldn't hear. May the sun shine bright above you. May you always have cold beer. Though today I am far from you, someday soon when we are near, I will think to say I love you. When you are close enough to hear. The wind was blowing gently, and I stood sentry at the fire. The evening sun was sinking lower, the flames are reaching higher. Felt the laughter rumbling through me as the moon began to shine. Felt the whiskey go right to me, losing any sense of time. And I thought to say I love you, though I knew you couldn't hear. May the sun shine bright above you. May you always have cold beer. Though today I am far from you, someday soon when we are near, I will think to say I love you. When you are close enough to hear.
sunshine bright above you. May you always have cold beer. Though today I am far from you, someday soon when we are near, I will think to say I love you when you are close enough to hear. Thank you. Playing that beautiful mandolin for you. Folks, give it up for Connecticut's own Corey Brodsky there.
Can I get the banjo down just a little bit on this side of the stage? That might help with the feedback there too. It's cranking. Thank you. And speaking of banjo, we're gonna do a banjo number for y'all. This is one I wrote for my mom. She's back in New Zealand. She wishes she was here, I think. Y'all staying dry out there? Sort of intermittent, isn't it? Appreciate you sticking it out with us. This is one called Hopping Around Telluride.
Let's give it up on the bass, originally from Northern California, folks. Give it up for Max Schwartz here.
747, just watching them clouds roll by. Can't tell if it's sunshine or if it's rain. I'd rather be sitting in a deck chair high over Kansas City on a genuine old-fashioned authentic steam aerial plane. Come on, Ella. Watching them clouds roll by. Can't tell if it's sunshine or if it's rain. Rather be sitting in a deck chair high over Kansas City on a genuine old-fashioned authentic steam-powered aerial plane. Watching them clouds roll by. Can't tell if it's sunshine or if it's rain. Rather be sitting in a deck chair high over Kansas on a genuine old-fashioned authentic steam-powered aerial plane.
Max Short.
Well, singing all the great songs for you. He's our lead guitarist. He likes to remind us that he's the lead. He's the front, first and only guitarist. You know how in the orchestra they have first violin, second violin. He's number one on that guitar. He does a great job of it, and he's a killer songwriter. He's the only one of us from Boston. He's a proud Miltonian, if that's the word for it. Milton, Massachusetts. Give it up for Evan Murphy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I did grow up in Boston, Massachusetts, and I got to become kind of a fan of bluegrass. I think the first thing that exposed me to it was this great Bruce Springsteen album called The Seeger Sessions. Anyone heard this album, The Seeger Sessions by Bruce Springsteen? So he's covering a lot of Pete Seeger songs, classic folk songs, things like that. And that really got me excited about folk music and acoustic music. And there's a song on there, it's a kind of a traditional Irish song called Mrs. McGrath. And it's about a young man who's drafted into the military and goes overseas and comes back, and both of his legs have been torn off by a cannonball. And his mother is deeply upset and wondering why on earth she ever let her son go off and fight in this war. And that song always kind of stuck with me on that album. This is kind of a different version of that story. It's a young man who volunteers to be fired out of a cannon to certain death and it's called Johnny, Oklahoma.
That guy's excited.
Johnny, Oklahoma, walked the tunnel to the daylight. Everybody in the crowd stood up to cheer. His jaw was Rushmore granite, his eyes were northern lakes of ice. The morning breeze was all that he could hear. His jumpsuit shone with spangled stars, his gloves of crimson leather clutched a helmet hanging heavy by his side. Steered toward the cannon, sitting centered in the field of grass, its muzzle pointed straight into the sky. Goodbye, Johnny, Oklahoma. You were the bravest of us all. Everyone is honored to have known you. Old boys can die, but legends never fall. Johnny, Oklahoma, climbed the ladder to the cannon's mouth, just 21, smiling straight at death. When he put his visor down and slipped inside the barrel, you could hear 1,000 people hold their breath. From a silent swallowing, the cannon blast exploded like the universe emerging into light. Johnny, Oklahoma, disappeared into the clouds and left the stillness and the smoky drifting white. Goodbye, Johnny, Oklahoma. You were the bravest of us all. Everyone is honored to have known you. Yeah, boys can die, but legends never fall. The rain fell softly on the grass. The people spilled out from the stands. The children singing, we'll be just like him. All alone within the laughter, Johnny's mama shook her head and said, someday it will happen all again. Goodbye, Johnny, Oklahoma. You were the bravest of us all. Everyone is honored to have known you. All boys can die, but legends never fall. Goodbye, Johnny, Oklahoma. You were the bravest of us all. Everyone is honored to have known you. All boys can die, but legends never fall.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The sad, strange story of Johnny, Oklahoma, fired out of a cannon straight into oblivion. Folks, we're gonna keep it going here. So before Close Enough to Hear, which was our most recent album, we recorded one called City on a Hill. That's the one that was nominated for Album of the Year at this thing called the IBMA Awards. So IBMA stands for International Bluegrass Music Association. Which is a really fun time in Raleigh, North Carolina every year. It's like we all get to go and have what people call bluegrass prom, where everyone who's into bluegrass in the world can come to Raleigh, North Carolina, dress up in their finest suits and ball gowns, and go and give out awards. So Del McCurry won that year, but we got to be nominated, which was cool.
We get to pretend like we're famous just for one night.
That's right. Every Uber driver in Raleigh that night is like, "What are you all going to?" And we say it's the International Bluegrass Music Association Awards. And then I always say it's kind of like the Grammys, but just for bluegrass. And they usually just shrug and drop it at that point. Here's one from that album called "The City That Drowned."
By the ocean. Good night, my father tells me so. Before the water took the earth back, before the plants refused to grow, its beauty never knew an equal. Its metal towers touched the sky. Its people knew the warmth of sunlight. Before the sunlight burned your eyes, and at night I dream about it. I let my father's home I found, but I know it never can be, for no more is the city that drowned. Never knew the taste of need. There was no limit to their power. There was no limit to their greed. But others warned the flood was coming. There was no time left to wait. When they rose up in rebellion, they were hung from the city gates. And at night I dream about it. I let my father's home I found, but I know it never can be, for no more is the city that drowned. Father took us from the city, we wandered deep into the hills, built a shelter on the high ground, and that's where we're living still. And at night I dream about it, that my father's home I found, but I know it never can be, for no more is the city that drowned.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, folks, we are just, like I said, we are so happy to be here. Everyone has been so kind, so professional since we showed up. This seems to be a really special concert series that you've got going on here. I like the look of those t-shirts, too. I might have to snag a t-shirt. These are great.
Speaking of t-shirts, was that where you were going with that, Evan? We don't have any t-shirts, he says. But we do have other things for sale, like hats. That could be good. They're caps, but maybe that would help keep off the raindrops on your face. They're good for keeping off the sun, we know that. And they're very cool. They're like a gold color and a silver color. And they say mile 12 on it. And we have CDs, obviously. We have probably 3 different CDs with us. Our second one, Evan was just talking about, and we're going to do another song off that right now. So what else did you bring along, Evan?
CDs is mostly what we have, but yeah, no, we've got some T-shirts and tank tops and hats, like BB was saying, some koozies for your beverage, and yeah, come say hey to us. We will be hanging out right over here, I think, near these tables. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. We got just a couple more songs for you, and then we'll take a quick break. Here's one. This really is dedicated to anyone who's ever served in a war. This is a song that's telling the story of a soldier's return home and the difficulties that he's encountering trying to re-enter society. It's called Jericho.
These days I sleep under an open sky, 'cause I can't seem to sleep in my bed. Back before we split up, my wife told me it's just in your head. A civilian's life used to make sense to me. Then I shipped out and served my 2 tours. I retired last year, tried to come back to life as before. But at night I can fly back to Jericho, where we brought their walls tumbling down. Bury my friends who have fallen and never been found. God's children I'll save from their enemies with the horn that he gave me to blow. Finish my days in the only place I really know, Jericho. When it's sunny I sit in the public park. When it's raining I ride on the train. At this diner they serve me free coffee and know me by name. And the guys from my unit come talk to me about the jobs that they're trying to chase. And I tell them how after it's dark I return to that place. How at night I can fly back to Jericho, where we brought their walls tumbling down. Bury my friends who have fallen and never been found. And God's children I'll save from their enemies with the horn that he gave me to blow. Finish my days in the only place I really know, Jericho. Children play with old guns from the war, but the bullets are gone now and don't even know what they're for. And my family back home, they sleep well at night, knowing I'll keep them safe every day, till I die and I'm ones who have fallen and been left behind. And his children I'll save from their enemies with the horn that he gave me to blow. Finish my days in the only place I remember, Jericho.
Thank you so much. We're just going to do one more song and then take a quick break. Just a heads up that we have been asked, and I agree that we're going to try to keep the break pretty quick. We're just going to sell some CDs real quick, and you can take a little break, stretch your legs, but we'll probably get back up here pretty soon. So don't go too far. Don't go for a boat ride or anything, or do. This last one is one that we got. Nice. It does look really nice. This is one that we got from a band called Los Lobos. It's called Whiskey Trail. We recorded this on an EP where we did a bunch of covers with some friends. Bruce Molsky, Brittany Haas, Chris Eldridge from Punch Brothers, Billy Strings. We got a bunch of folks on there. So you can check that out as well. And then we'll be back up here to do some more music. All right, here's Whiskey Trail.
Heaven is a place where the good men go. Maybe it's a place that I won't know. Headed down that whiskey trail. Mama told me not to run 'cause I might fall. Never was the kind to listen much at all. Headed down that whiskey trail. Well, down that old whiskey trail. Daddy drank his dinner from a paper sack. Made it out the door and they never came back. Headed down that whiskey trail. They say that I'm a ship right off the son of a gun. Nowhere to hide out, nowhere to run. Headed down that whiskey trail. Well, can't you hear the engines way on down that old whiskey trail? Place where the good men go. Maybe it's a place that I won't know. Headed down that whiskey trail. Can't you hear the engines wail on down that old whiskey trail? That whiskey trail.
Thank you, folks. We'll be back.